is I've set up a hashtag called KinDesperate, where all of you can submit your woes, your worries, your problems, and with a little luck, I might just be able to help you out. So, what I'd like to be really, really clear about, and what I want you all to remember, and I do have this in a pinned comment, but I'd like to say it again. I am not a therapist. I am a hideous and terrifying demon who is 400 years old. Although I do not have a therapist's degree, I do not have a PhD, I'm not a professional. And so I want you to understand that I am not here to diagnose you with anything. I am not here to let you marinate on misdiagnoses, and I am not here to give you professional advice. I will not be recommending anything like that. Today is simply a chance for me to look back upon my 400 years of life and to draw upon that experience to give some of you a little bit of a hand. Okay, Flying Shoe has asked, I know it may sound silly, but I'm on my final year of uni, and I only need to finish my thesis to graduate, but I'm not ready to be a part or full-time adult. This is a big one. While I was looking through the tag, I saw quite a lot of questions like this. And so what I'd like to sort of say is an interesting thing I learned, or that I've sort of experienced from having been around so long, is that people don't tend to feel like they're actually an adult until they're like, what, 35? You finishing university and then going off into the world, everybody who does that still feels like a kid. Sometimes I feel woefully unprepared for various things that come my way, and I'm older than all of you. At least I would hope so. I'd like to think that I'm the oldest one here, but if any of you have managed to outlive 400, then, please get in touch. I'd like to meet someone who has that perspective as well. But anyway, I think feeling ready is tough. It's very tough, because I think in a lot of school systems, they don't do a very good job of preparing us. They prepare us pragmatically for what will come in the future, but they don't prepare us mentally, do they? A friend of mine who, hearing this story, made me absolutely sick to my stomach, told me a story about when she was in school. It was a very competitive all-girls school that was really only concerned with exam results and that sort of thing. And the headmaster came in, this awful woman comes in and says, "And just to remind you girls, if you fail your GCSEs, there will be doors in your life that will close forever." Can you imagine being an adult and telling a bunch of children that if they don't do well on a random ass exam, that they're going to just, This is the kind of pressure that you guys are being put under from a young age, and it's bloody awful. And so what I want to say is that, Flying Shoe, you aren't alone in feeling massively unprepared. All of us feel this way. I think the most important thing for you to do, in my mind, would be to take a step back and think things through in a more objective and pragmatic way, and think about what it is that you can do. I imagine that out of all the list of things that you can do, one of them will be something that adults do, right? Maybe you're good at maths, then that means that maybe you're going to be good at sorting your finances. And maybe you can start with that. Maybe you can think, right, I'm just going to sit down and figure out how much money I have available to spend this month. That alone, just making like a little piece of paper with your personal budget on it, will be like, yeah, I can do this, right? Of course you can. Or maybe you're not good at maths, so what else do you do? If you're good with people, maybe you can solve a problem that you've been having with a friendship or a relationship. Maybe if you feel like you've always wanted to reconnect with someone, you could try and do that and be the more adult person in the situation. And just doing one of them will set you down that path, and sooner or later, I guarantee you're going to feel so much more confident. And I'm really sorry that I might not be able to give better advice, but I think that, again, I think a lot of this stuff does just come down to baby steps. If you don't feel ready for something, start with what you do feel ready for. And eventually, if you make tiny changes here and there, you will feel ready for the whole thing eventually. But also remember that the majority of us don't feel ready for it until we're well past the legal age to be adults, okay? So please don't worry about it, and remember that we're all here for you. So if you do worry, the Desperate tag is always open, so just go ahead and send me something else if you feel like you need more advice, okay? Thank you very much.